What's up, everybody? My name is Tim Roswick, and today I want to talk about permission. So somebody brought up in the comments of one of my videos where I talked about people emailing me and not asking for anything. And I said, why would they do this? Sometimes they were, maybe looking for a confidence boost or looking for something. And one of the people in the comments brought up, they might be looking for permission. And that brought a flood of memories back to my head, because I remember when I didn't feel like I was allowed to do something without the permission of others. I remember I didn't have the confidence in myself that if I had an idea for something, maybe I would tell my friend or tell my family or anything. If their reaction would determine whether or not I did it. Like if they're like, yeah, you should do that. You're amazing. You're awesome. Go do it. Like they would give me permission to do it. Right? Or somebody that I thought was really, really qualified, like a mentor or somebody I respected in the industry, they'd be like, yeah, you know what? You're onto something here. You should do this. You should do this. Like the fact that this higher authority figure in my mind would tell me to do something kind of gave me the permission to do it. Right? And I've read a lot about this. Matter of fact, I think some of this was in the 4-Hour Workweek. I think it was in various books. I've read so many books I can't even keep track of where I learned what. But I realized that I was doing this for a long time, like looking to others for like permission to do things. Like I would tell my ideas, I would share my ideas, I would share the things I want to do, looking to get that like permission from people, looking to get like people to tell me that it was okay, that it was going to work, that you can do it, like that assurance kind of, but also like the permission to break out of the mold, right? Like, so when I quit school is a perfect example. Like I was nervous, man. I didn't want to quit college. Everybody goes to college and they get a degree and then they go get a job, and that's what they do, right? That's what they do. And when it came to, when I realized I wasn't getting any value out of it, and game dev school wasn't teaching me anything, I was making more video games than my teachers were. I wanted to quit school, but I was really, really scared, and I felt like I needed the permission. And I remember talking to somebody one day, and they said, we were talking about it, and I said, yeah, I think I want to quit school, but I don't think I'm supposed to. So like, people don't, like, I'm 6 months from graduation, you don't quit. And they were like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, honestly, like I want to make games. Like I know I'm doing the marketing stuff and all that, but like I want to make games, and school's not getting me there. And they were like, well, why are you going to school? And I was like, to make games. They're like, but it's not getting you there. And I was like, you're right. And this basically, over the course of this conversation, it was like they basically told me, like, quit. You don't want to go. You said you don't want to go, so quit. Like nobody cares. Just do your thing. And it was that person's conversation that kind of made me make the decision. Like it was what I wanted to do. As a matter of fact, I wanted to do it a lot sooner than 6 months from graduation, but I didn't, because I didn't feel like I had the permission. All my life, my dad told me I had to go to college. I wouldn't be anything with my life. Over and over and over again, I had that story drilled into my head, and that was just my belief. So I felt like I didn't have permission over my own life to make that decision. And a series of things have happened since then. I've made a series of decisions in my own life that I realize that I'm in complete control now, and I don't need permission from anybody to do anything. As long as it doesn't impede on another person's space or, hurt any person in any way, I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want. And I've given myself permission. I've made a point to give myself permission to do things. And that has made a significant change in what I get done, the things I choose to do, right? Like how I live my life. The ultimate decision was when I left Los Angeles. I thought I was supposed to be in Los Angeles and do the marketing thing. And in the same way I thought I was supposed to do school. I was supposed to move to a big city and then do the business thing and make money that way. But no, like I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to make video games. And that's what I ultimately decided. I just left LA. I left with stuff in the trunk, and I left everything else. I just left. I just took off. And that was like the beginning of my realization that permission was such an important role for so many different people, especially if you have minimal self-confidence, or you don't believe in yourself, or you don't have supportive people around you. Your own mind sometimes can be your only friend in certain situations. And if your mind is not a nice friend, you're going to have trouble making leaps, right? But no matter what, I want you to think about what you would do if there were no limits on you, if you weren't expected to do anything, if you had no responsibility, if you had the permission to do whatever you want to do, what would you do? And go do that, man, because all this stuff is imaginary. Yes, there's, wife and kids and job and all that stuff. And yes, that stuff is important. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy with your life or what you're doing, and you're not changing it because you don't think you can, why don't you think you can? Because you can. You just change it, right? You make positive changes in your life. I'm not saying you abandon your responsibilities, okay? But I'm saying you can make changes in your life to make your life better. And sometimes people, especially with jobs, the type of jobs that they pick, the careers and all that stuff, they don't feel like they have permission to switch a career after 20 years, doing it or something like that. But you can give yourself permission. And that was the epiphany. Like, you can give yourself the permission you need to do the stuff that you want to do. So I hope that helped you. If it did, leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Did you ever struggle with permission? Is it something in your life that maybe you were second guessed? Maybe you didn't even know about it, right? Like, was it ever a struggle for you? I want to know. I'll read your comment down below. My name is Tim Ruswick, and I will see you again tomorrow.